Kia ora. Thank you for joining us today to learn about e-invoicing and how it can help you reduce admin, improve accuracy and security, and improve your cash flow. My name is Linda Moore and I'm part of the e-invoicing team here at the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. Also joining me today is Andrew Cook. So while this session is about getting you up to speed on what e-invoicing is and what it isn't, about the benefits for you and your business, it's also a very practical session. So for those that use Xero or MYOB, it might be handy for you to be logged into your Xero or MYOB account during the session so that you can follow some of the processes and things for getting registered, sending and receiving invoices.
Thank you very much for that, Linda. So I like to look at it in the current state. An invoice is constructed usually by a human, sometimes by a machine, and it goes through a channel, which is usually email via PDF or sometimes snail mail. Then it's received by the buyer, and then it's deconstructed to be entered into the system, and that is inherently inefficient. This is one network for all businesses. For example, large suppliers often use their own invoicing solutions, and that puts a burden on SMEs who have to log into a portal to send their invoices. E-invoicing levels the playing field. So current invoice processes are inefficient. Delivery errors are a big one by post and email. Do you know that research suggests that roughly 30% of emails are not delivered successfully? Other invoice processes which are inefficient are around processing errors, both system and manual, payment delays due to manual processes. Quite a big one, lack of security. There's a big increase in invoice scams and fraud. Lost invoices and chasing up payment progress. All of this changes with e-invoicing. So when you're talking to your trading partners, you may have to dispel them of this myth when you ask them to send you e-invoices instead of PDFs, or when you ask if you can send e-invoices instead of PDFs. We'll move on to the next slide, please. And I just want to talk a little bit more about the benefits of e-invoicing. And there are some great benefits for you. Because e-invoices go from one system to another, they never get lost or stuck in someone's inbox. E-invoices are always in your accounting system with no manual data entry or copying and pasting. There's complete information, and that makes coding easier. Your accountant or bookkeeper will love you when it comes to the end of year financial preparations. And all of this means a smoother process for your customer receiving your e-invoices, speeding up the process, which means they're probably able to pay you faster, which helps improve your cash flow. Now, just a few more benefits specific for SMEs. When you receive e-invoices into your system, it reduces the administration burden. There's no more manual entry of invoice data. It means you get time back in your day. Many of you may not have experienced invoice fraud, and you think it won't happen to you, but it does happen. Unfortunately, cybercrime is a growth industry. With e-invoicing, the risk of intercepted emails and PDF invoices being tampered with reduces considerably, because an invoice can't be intercepted or tampered with. Now we're going to show you a video from a real small business who has experienced e-invoicing for themselves. Over to you, Linda.
Normally, we have coaching clients and we invoice them for a package of coaching. Generate an invoice on Xero, send it to them as a PDF, and it goes off to their finance department. And we wait until they run all their invoices at once. That can be weeks. So as a small business, you can go, But what e-invoicing does means that we just get given an NZBN number and we put the number on our invoice in Xero, and it just goes, boom, match, gets approved really quickly, and we can get paid within days. With e-invoicing, it's just so simple. Yeah. Our business admin has got a lot faster because I have to do it, so I'm grateful. How it's changed is that once I get the NZBN number of the organisation I'm sending it to, that can be the trickiest bit, then we're off. Never have to say to them again, oh, what's happened to that invoice? Because it's just gone to a number, and then through the magic of e-invoicing, all the numbers get matched up with what the work is for and it gets paid. So it preserves our coaching relationship and keeps it trusted, strong and confidential and positive.
Now, on this next slide, I just need to acknowledge that at the time of recording this webinar, there are about 52,000 businesses registered to receive e-invoices. Obviously, that's growing. Now, most of these organisations are SMEs who are using e-invoicing capable software such as Xero, MYOB, and Reckon One. This means users of these products can send and receive e-invoices free of charge today. There are over 60 enabled software products and growing. These software products are listed on our e-invoicing software products webpage. It's pretty easy to find on the front page. Many large businesses are sending e-invoices to the SME customers or are implementing the technology so they can do so soon. There's quite a few large businesses already doing it. At the forefront, we've got Bunnings, who have been sending e-invoices to their customers for almost a year. Additionally, there's a lot of large suppliers to government who are sending e-invoices, such as Office Max, Datacom, NXP, One New Zealand, FarmSource, who's part of Frontier, Robert Walters, and a bunch of other recruitment agencies. And they're driving significant volume of e-invoices in New Zealand. We anticipate additional high volume senders to join us next year. Well, as the year progresses, sorry. Now, about 60 government agencies are already set up to send or receive e-invoices, and many are set to follow. So there's about 100 government agencies required to send or receive e-invoices. However, they must also pay e-invoices within 5 business days. So it's an added incentive for you to send to government. Late last year, it was announced that agencies must ensure large suppliers send e-invoices to government as well. Now, these rules are aimed to improve payment times to small businesses and ramp up e-invoicing adoption, but will also help ensure that government leads by example in supporting improved cash flow and fairer payment practices for suppliers. What this means is many of your trading partners across private and government sector are e-invoicing now. Now I'm going to hand it back over to Linda, who will get to the practical aspect of sending and receiving e-invoices through Xero Mild. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. And yes, as I said before, hopefully you have logged into your Xero or MYOB account and can follow along as we go through the practicalities of invoicing through those 2 platforms. I'm going to start with Xero. And one of the key things you need to just make sure is that your organisation settings has your NZBN number located in there. So you just simply go to your settings, organisation details, and enter or update the basic information and add your NZBN if necessary and save that. So just, a little bit of housekeeping and making sure that your account is in order before you get started. Now, it's easy to register to receive e-invoices via the Xero platform. It'll just take you a couple of minutes. So one of the things you need to do is just navigate to the Bills to Pay section. And there's a button at the top right, Set Up e-invoicing. Click on that, enter your New Zealand business number. So that's the unique identifier that ensures that e-invoices will reach you when someone sends you e-invoices. So it's like an email address, a phone number, a postal address. It's the unique identifier to make sure that you receive your e-invoices. So you enter your NZBN number in there, verify that the details are correct, add in a representative for your business, agree to the terms and conditions, and complete the registration. So it's really simple and will take you only a couple of minutes. Easy as. So hopefully you've gone and done that for those Xero users who are watching this webinar. Now for MYOB, it's very similar. So again, you just go to the settings, sales settings, e-invoicing, get started. And again, you just enter your business details, agree to terms and conditions, click register for e-invoicing, and you're all set to go. So really easy to get started there. Both MYOB and Xero have online help if you need to refer back to that to see how to get started. But hopefully, while you've been watching this webinar, you've been doing those 2 tasks for Xero and MYOB users. All right, so you're registered to receive, but now you want to send some e-invoices. So again, the key thing is that your customer or contact records must contain the customer's NZBN. Again, just to reiterate, that's the unique identifier to make sure that the invoices reach the right customer's accounting system. So please make sure you update your customer records with NZBNs. Maybe it's a Friday afternoon job of doing that. But one question you're going to ask is, okay, how do I find out what my customer's NZBN's number is? Well, that's easy. You go to the nzbn.govt.nz website, and you can use the search function of the directory, type in the name of the business of your customer. Just be really careful that some customers or some businesses have very similar names. So best to check with your trading partner to make sure you've got the right NZBN. So that's an easy way for you to find out the NZBN, or you simply ask your customers. The other thing, obviously, is that your customer must be registered to receive e-invoices themselves. So again, you can ask them, or you can check the list of registered businesses. We publish that on the e-invoicing website and update that each month. And so you can download that list. We've got a couple of filters there, one on region and one on sector. So you might want to filter on the region and see if there's any other of your trading partners that are already registered to receive. But remember, even if they're not on the list, they can still quickly and easily get registered, especially for those using Xero as MYOB, as you've seen there. So they just may not be aware of it, haven't realised that it's available, but it's really easy for them to get started. So I just encourage you to talk with your trading partners about that. The other thing is, if you supply to government, the website, the e-invoicing website, we also publish the list of those government agencies with their NZBNs who can receive e-invoices. So if you're trading with government, it's an easy way to find their NZBN. Right, next, getting on to the practicalities of actually sending e-invoices within the Xero platform. So remember, you've got the customer's NZBN is entered into the contact record within your Xero account, and the customer is registered to receive e-invoices. You would just complete an invoice as you normally would, and then down the bottom right-hand side, you'll see that there's Send as an e-invoice toggle. And underneath it, very conveniently, it says that this contact is set up to receive e-invoices. So you simply change that toggle to Send as an e-invoice, and then approve and send, obviously once you've completed all the details of that invoice. So it's really simple and easy for you to do that. One thing that many larger organisations, government and larger businesses use purchase orders and want them to be included in the reference field of an invoice. So here in the top right for Xero, you need to specify if that is a purchase order number by having the prefix of PO:, and then you would add the actual purchase order number that your customer has given you in the format that they need. So sometimes they might have a format of PN 123456, or they might have PO 123456. So it's just something to watch out for when you're working with some of those larger organisations. Now, with MYOB, it's also very easy to send an e-invoice. You would create an invoice as normal, just noting that the description field must contain something in order to be able to send it as an e-invoice. And just pointing out again at the top right, there's the custom purchase order number field should your buyer require that. And then once you've completed the creating the invoice as normal, you would go to the top right to share, and in the drop down there's an option to send e-invoice. So and also noting that with MYOB and both Xero as well, is that a PDF version of an e-invoice can automatically attach when you send the e-invoice. Just noting that when you are sending a PDF version of the invoice with the invoice, it's not being emailed as a PDF, all right? It's going through the e-invoicing network and turns up in the in your buyer's accounting system as a PDF, as well as the e-invoice itself. And then you're done. Easy as. Now, receiving e-invoices is very simple. Obviously, you've gone and registered to receive e-invoices. In your Xero account, it'll appear automatically as a draft bill. And just noting that it doesn't automatically approve and schedule a payment, you still have to do that. You have control over approving and scheduling payments. So just to reassure you that although the e-invoice appears automatically in your system, it's not approved and paid automatically. That's still within your control. Now, within MYOB, it appears in the Uploads section of your MYOB account. Just click on the 3 dots for the e-invoice and choose Create Bill. You can either create a bill from the invoice, download it, or reject it. So you have control over that. Now, just want to also reassure you that we get asked this question, are e-invoices good with IRD from a record-keeping perspective? And the answer is yes. So it does meet the requirements for taxable supplies, which is what invoices are called these days. So you can check their website for taxable supply information for GST. So that is all good for in terms of meeting IRD's requirements. So you can be reassured from there. Okay, maximising the benefits of e-invoicing. It's all very well to get yourself registered to receive e-invoices, but if you're not actually exchanging e-invoices with your trading partners, then you and your businesses, those are not benefiting from e-invoicing. So at the beginning of the session, we talked about reduced admin and time savings and the potential to get paid faster. So the more that you exchange invoices with your trading partners, the more you will all benefit. One way to do that is to start receiving your Xero subscription bill as e-invoices. So there's a couple of ways that you can opt into that. So when you receive your online subscription invoice, you'll have this options down the bottom here where you can choose to receive as an e-invoice. You'll be asked to enter your NZBN, register and submit. And so from then on, you will start receiving your Xero subscription bills as e-invoices. If you don't want to wait for that, you can just opt in via your billing account. So at the top left, you'll have your organisation name, go to My Xero, billing accounts, edit the billing contact, receive Xero subscription bills as invoices, confirm, and you're good to go. So that's one way for you to dip your toes in with e-invoicing, by beginning to receive your subscription bill as an e-invoice, and then you can experience and see how that turns up in your draft bills and see how easy that is. So let your trading partners know. We have this great e-invoicing capable little badge that you can download the image from our website, add that into your email signature or your other trading documents, and let your customers and your suppliers know. Oh, excuse me. So communication is key. Right, we're nearing the end of this webinar. And just a bit of a checklist. Hopefully, while you've been watching this webinar, you've gone on and registered to receive. You've opted in to receive your Xero subscription bill as an e-invoice. You've gone and checked that list of registered businesses on the e-invoicing website. You've updated all your customer records to include your NZBNs. And then start sending invoices as e-invoices where you can, and encourage others to send you e-invoices. So that just about concludes our webinar. But if you do have any questions, please email us at e-invoicing@mb.govt.nz. And one last slide, I'm going to take you just through a quick tour of our e-invoicing website for you to see where some of those resources are. E-invoicing website, einvoicing.govt.nz, is a great resource for small businesses to help them get started with e-invoicing. So I'll take you through a couple of resources and links that we weren't able to share in a recorded video, a recorded webinar. First of all, on the home page here, if we scroll down, we have you can download the latest list of businesses who are registered to receive e-invoices. So be able to see if there are any of your trading partners there that you can start exchanging e-invoices with. Now, most small businesses predominantly use Xero or MYOB, but there are other software available with e-invoicing capability, and you can find that list under the e-invoicing software tab. And there are over 60 e-invoicing capable software products available. So check that list if you're not using MYOB or Xero. Now, if you look in the Get Set Up for e-invoicing, you'll be able to see that there's specific resources for Xero and MYOB, including being able to download a PDF of instructions on how to get registered, set up to send e-invoices, and how to receive them. So this is a great resource for your accounts people as well as for those who are actually doing the doing, but also to understand your trading partner's experience with using Xero, and you may be able to help them. So that resource is available, and there's one similar for MYOB. Again, under the Advice for Small and Medium Businesses, this tab here shows you has more detailed information about get going with e-invoicing, including there's some case studies there for those who want to find out how it's the experience has been for others. There are also the links here to Xero's online help and MYOB's online help. So we've talked through some of that today, but if you want to link to those online resources from Xero and MYOB, you can find them on the e-invoicing website. So that's just a very quick tour of a couple of things that are in our e-invoicing website. We also, if you want to actually attend a real webinar, check out our learning and events part of the website and see if there's an upcoming webinar that you can actually attend and ask some questions. Okay, that ends our webinar today. We hope you found it useful, and happy e-invoicing.
Thank you, everybody.